One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to Zanis News. My name is Alice Banda, and indeed, our sign language interpreter is Renard Simkonda. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema pledges support to livestock sector. Westminster calls for stronger Namibia-Zambia ties. 4 million kwacha misappropriated in Vobwe district. Plus, Masebo launches Africa Vaccination Week. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated government's commitment to ensure sustained growth of the livestock industry in enhancing support to the veterinary services subsector. Mr. Hichilema assured that government will prioritize the employment of veterinary professionals to help address the growing needs for veterinary extension services in the country. The head of state was speaking in Livingstone when he officiated at the 80th Zambia Veterinary Scientific Conference and Annual General Meeting held under the theme, Veterinarians are Essential Health Workers. Details in the following report.
The livestock subsector accounts for about 40% of the national economy. However, the sustained growth of the sector is threatened due to climatic challenges such as the prevailing drought and animal disease such as anthrax. But now, President Hakainde Hichilema, who officiated at the 80th Zambia Veterinary Scientific Conference and Annual General Meeting under the theme, Veterinarians are Essential Health Workers, has pledged government support in ensuring enhanced growth of the veterinary and livestock sector.
This government is focusing on what we are now calling One Health. Animal health, very important. Human health, equally important. And because you know professionally, technically, diseases move from animals and cross over to human beings. So if we don't invest in your profession, our profession, at that early age, we are going to lose more human lives. And I want to sound a clear message, the horn as I called it, that the way we respect the medical doctors at UTH is the way we should respect veterinary doctors. In quantum terms, numbers, as you've seen over the years, we've employed, and we will continue to do that, a lot of medical staff for human health. Nurses, isn't it? We are ready now to employ the necessary numbers in this sector as well. So you veterinarians are very important to our economy. We need to work together and closer more now than ever before as we deal with the challenges that afflict the livestock sector.
Minister of Fisheries and Livestock and Southern Province Minister have highlighted measures being implemented to mitigate challenges affecting the livestock sector.
With the situation that we are going through, in terms of animal feed, Your Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture, working together with us, we have already worked on the way forward on how we are going to help our private sector to start importing the yellow maize for feeds for our animals. And that is the assurance I can give to all our farmers. There's no need to panic. This government is committed to make sure that interventions, immediate interventions, are put in place to save the sector.
The province has started early vaccination of animals to reduce outbreaks of animal diseases. I wish to report that the province has received 110,000 anthrax vaccines for cattle, sheep, and goats. Further, Your Excellency, the province targets to vaccinate 910,000 cattle against anthrax and will begin with Sinazongwe.
And the Veterinary Association of Zambia has pledged to complement government efforts in ensuring the sector contributes effectively to the growth of the economy.
VAS, being the think tank of the veterinary profession, pledges its unwavering support to your government in ensuring that the potential the sector has towards contribution to the national economy is realized.
Mr. Hichilema, who is also the first sitting president in Zambia to attend this conference, was also conferred a lifetime honorary membership to the Veterinary Association of Zambia. Later, the president also visited exhibition stands. Liseli Simusole, Zanis, in Livingstone, Southern Province.
Meanwhile, Zambia Army Commander Stali Aliwuzwi says his command has embarked on a tree planting exercise in order to mitigate the adverse effects of climate change. Lieutenant General Aliwuzwi says the fight against climate change needs everyone's involvement and that Zambia Army is looking for partners that can help with resources to execute the project. He was speaking when the African Land Forces delegates planted trees at Livingstone Institute of Business and Engineering Studies, LIBS, as part of the summit's activities. Lieutenant General Wuzwi added that the negative impact of climate change has not spared anyone and needs to be addressed holistically. And Commanding General of the United States Army Southern European Task Force Africa, SETAF, Todd Wasmond, says the United States stands ready to work together with African countries in addressing the adverse impact of climate change. He explained that the gesture symbolizes United States' commitment to tackle climate change, which has ravaged not only Africa, but the world at large.
It's a good strategy because we want to believe that for every tree that is cut down, 10,000 of them should be planted so that we address the challenge of climate change. We are looking for partners. We have the personnel, we have the numbers.
To come together to plant these trees here at the school. It's a part of the Africa Land Forces Summit where we bring together more than 39 African nations and 8 European nations, including Brazil, and the United States to work together to solve common challenges. One of those that's really important is to contribute to solving climate change and to improving our climate. These trees symbolize our commitment to doing that together.
And as we are witnessing this and we have participated in it, we want to take the opportunity to indicate, say, this is a landmark exercise which we'll be able to remember that every country that is represented here is represented by a tree. And these trees, we want to take the initiative that we are going to take care of them because it will be dangerous for us to have one tree die. You can imagine if the Zambian tree that has been planted by our commander, if it dies, we have left down the country.
Zambia High Commissioner to Tanzania, Matthews Jerry, says President Hakainde Hichilema's expected visit to the Republic of Tanzania reinforces the economic and political diplomacy the two countries have continued to enjoy over the years. Mr. Jerry says Zambia and Tanzania have a significant bilateral trade relationship. The High Commissioner said this in an exclusive interview with Zanis in Tanzania. Details in the following report.
You may wish to know that Tanzania will be celebrating 60 years of the union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar. So this also is a rich history to tell us that our colleagues have existed as one in peace for 60 years, which is not a joke. And this comes through mutual respect and understanding. As we may wish to know that probably instability somewhere is instability everywhere. And Zambia has also been in the forefront to see to it that the region maintains peace. So we are grateful to Tanzania for being in the forefront to spearhead the peace in the region and in the continent. So we have a lot to learn from Tanzania.
Now, Western Province Minister Kapelwa Mbangweta says there is need for Namibia and Zambia to sign a memorandum of understanding in order to strengthen bilateral trade between the two countries. Mr. Mbangweta says the MOU will greatly help in the exchange of economic, political, and cultural values between the two independent states.
I think what is important in the context of all the discussions which have taken place is that we need to operationalize that memorandum of understanding. When we came in the new government, we felt it was a very good step in the right direction which we needed to build on. And we took the view that we needed first to meet so that we can add or update certain aspects of the agreement which we discussed. And so on our side, also is government policy that we must strengthen the relationship between the countries at the top and at our level.
Cattle are just being stolen every day, most especially from 2022. In 2022, the livestock farmers lost cattle worth $2 million. Yes, this is just huge. That's huge. That's huge. Now, Honorable Minister, the main thing now is theft of cattle from January this year. These people are armed now. That's where in this area we're expecting death very soon. They go there armed, they take cattle because of immediately they see someone following them, they will shoot in the air. Just warn them that we have got guns.
Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Elias Mubanga, has urged beneficiaries struggling to pay back funds acquired under the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, to engage the government and not shun away. Mr. Mbanga says government acknowledges the role SMEs play in driving economic growth and providing employment opportunities, especially for youths. Speaking in an interview with Zanis, Mr. Mbanga emphasized the importance of paying back the loans to ensure sustainability and continued support for SMEs through CEEC financing initiatives.
Any of our SMEs and cooperatives, even marketeers, that they are supposed to pay back. This is government's fund, and this fund is made for every Zambian to benefit. If you receive today, you received last year, you received last month, the obligation you have is that you use this money prudently in your business. Once you realize the profit, you must start paying back so that others who have not benefited from this empowerment fund must also benefit. And I'm encouraging those who may have difficulties in their businesses. If probably you got a loan from Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission and maybe your business is not doing so well and you are failing to pay back, visit our nearest offices in the district or provincial level, so that they can actually physically visit you and physically check how your business is doing. We will not accept those that just come and say, my business is not doing well. We want you to showcase. And for sure, if your business is not doing well, government will understand and will advise you how to go about it.
And now in education news, Parliamentary Committee on Government Assurances has expressed concern over all alleged embezzlement of funds amounting to 4 million kwacha meant for the completion of a boarding school in Vobwe district of Eastern Province. Committee Chairperson Kaliye Mandandi wondered where the money which was disbursed in February of 2020 disappeared, as the district did not have any record of the said amount.
Vobwe is one of the districts in Eastern Province that still remains without a boarding school. a reality that has raised widespread concern among locals. Upon touring an incomplete boarding school in the district, Government Assurances Committee questioned the whereabouts of the money meant to complete the project.
You can see the amount of time that has passed and the anxiety that this has caused among the communities. We are excited as a committee on one thing, and that is the workmanship on the structures so far constructed. The whole project is at 85%. But what saddens us most is the fact that, around 2020, the Minister of Infrastructure did promise on the floor, did give an assurance on the floor of the House that 4 million had been disbursed to ensure completion of the remaining works, which stands at 15%. But to our surprise, going to the site today, we have discovered that nothing has been done. So what we are really disappointed and now want to get the correct answer is to where has the 4 million gone to, which was released. This is disadvantaging the people of Vubi.
Vubi District Council Chairperson was shocked at the revelation.
Now, it was actually, we got surprised when we were told by the parliamentary committee that by 2020 they were given about 4 million, which should have actually made the school got finished some time back. This is a very disappointing move that maybe has taken into trying to complete the projects in our district.
Meanwhile, the District Education Board Secretary underscored challenges caused by the absence of a boarding school.
The challenges that we've been having in Vubi because of lack of boarding facilities is that a lot of girls have been falling pregnant. For example, just last year we had 72 girls falling pregnant from grade 5 to grade 7, grade 8 to grade 9, and up to grade 12. And just this year alone, we have 27 that have fallen pregnant.
Davison Sakala, Zanis, Vubi District.
Lusaka Central Member of Parliament Mulambo Haimbe has handed over 500 desks procured using the Constituency Development Fund CDF at a cost of 750,000 kwacha to Bama and Momoni primary schools. Mr. Haimbe also handed over a boho at Bama Primary School installed at a cost of 180,000 kwacha. Speaking during the handover ceremony at Bama Primary School, Mr. Haimbe, who was represented by Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, says the government is committed to ensuring that it provides quality education with conducive learning environments to the learners.
Bama and Momoni primary schools in Lusaka Central constituency are the latest to receive school furniture from the government through the Constituency Development Fund. Lusaka Central Member of Parliament Mulambo Haimbe, who is also Minister of Justice, has handed over 500 desks to the two schools valued at 750,000 kwacha, with Bama Primary School receiving one boho valued at 180,000 kwacha. The Member of Parliament was represented by Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu at Bama Primary School, where the event took place.
As we officially hand over these projects to Momoni Primary School and the Bama Primary School, I would like to reaffirm New Dawn's government's commitment to providing quality education and ensuring that every child has an opportunity to thrive and succeed. And may these investments pave the way for a better, brighter future for our students and our nation as a whole.
District Education Board Office and management of the receiving schools are grateful for this gesture.
As Lusaka District, we are happy to be recipient of these desks. The two schools who are going to receive these desks, that is Momoni Primary School and Bama Primary School. As Lusaka District, we are so happy. The handover of these desks is a testimony to His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. in the pronouncement that he made, to say to it that he does not want to see any learner sitting on the floor. And exactly this is the fulfillment that you are giving to our two schools, that is Bama and Momoni.
In Jackson Mwamba, a pupil at Bama Primary School, appreciated the work of the government on behalf of the two schools. Rita Silenga report for Zanis in Lusaka.
And in Western Province, Senanga Town Council Secretary Jimmy Kanyemba says the district has seen unprecedented development over the last 2 years owing to the increase in the allocation of the Constituency Development Fund. Mr. Kanyemba said from the time CDF was increased, there has been unprecedented development in the district, especially in infrastructure development. Details in the following report.
Just like any other local authority in Zambia, we've embraced devolution or decentralization by government. And starting this year, effective 2nd January, we've received so far 9 officers from veterinary, and then we've received a total of 102 officers under DHD. What this means now, we've got an expanded workforce. The functions that were originally centrally, they are now part of the local authority. And as Council Secretary, I've embraced everyone that has come on board. The head of vet and livestock is part of management. The DHD is part of management, meaning they are no longer looked at as a different department, but as one of the heads of departments within the council. Our management meeting is inclusive. We recently had an orientation, and because our colleagues that have been devolved have not originally been part of the council, so we included those that have just joined us on devolution to be part of the orientation, so that they are brought to speed on how council affairs are run, especially in the council chamber. With devolution and decentralization, there will be participation from the lower from the lower level, starting from the grassroots. The reporting structure to the standing committees of the council actually started some time back when there was that initial circular on decentralization. So when the new circular came on board, it was just cementing what was already existing in the district. And we look forward, of course, to more departments to be devolved. And also we are looking forward to the time when not just the staff, but also the assets can actually be transferred to the local councils. I'm hopeful that it can be hastened so that the challenges of sometimes which may arise is that some departments will have limited motor vehicles or transport. So now, where does it belong or where does it go? All those issues have been so that all those issues can be clarified and made clear. We've already implemented the directive to open the sector grant account, and we've since shared the information with all those ministries that have been devolved. The idea of the sector grant is that all the devolved functions will receive their monies in one account.
In agriculture news, Germany International Corporation Zambia GIZ has handed over a 1 million kwacha state-of-the-art solar-powered milk cooling plant to Zimba Dairy Cooperative in Zimba District. Details in the following report.
Agriculture is the mainstay in Zambia. As people practice farming, some have opted to do animal husbandry, necessarily for milk production besides beef. However, the cry of dairy farmers in Zimba district has been lacking modern equipment for milk processing and storage. The plea of the dairy farmers was answered when Germany International Corporation Zambia GIZ handed over a new state-of-art solar-powered cooling plant to Makoli community. Milk plant was constructed at a cost close to 1 million kwacha. Guest of honor, District Commissioner Robson Mulamfu said the milk industry is poised for success and wants tangible results from milk sales.
The government further recognizes the critical role that small and medium-scale enterprises such as farmer cooperatives play in creating wealth and employment. We want to see tangible success which can be replicated in other areas. Our shared vision of a thriving agricultural sector that not only sustains livelihoods but also contributes to the economic growth and prosperity of our communities.
GIZ Country Manager Maxime Shoes called for a mind shift among the people to solar energy renewables for sustenance.
We believe that solar energy, especially for the rural areas in Zambia, will be important in future developments. We're very keen to see how the potential of this unit develops and to see milk sales significantly growing and growing to the benefit of many farmers in the region.
Zimba Dairy Cooperative General Secretary Desmas Sibenga assured that the facility would be put to good use.
We are using the same local animals to start our dairy center. And now, after doing that, what happened was we were all very eager to see that everything possible was done for our business to actually tick.
Indeed, with this modern plant, the challenge now remains with the dairy farmers to unite and find market for the produce. John Maliangu, Zanis in Zimba District, Southern Province.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says child vaccination is estimated to prevent approximately 2.5 million child deaths every year from common vaccine-preventable illnesses. Ms. Masebo adds that the immunization challenges have potential to derail the attainment of sustainable development goals for national development. She states that government has increased financing to the health sector since 2021, prioritizing efforts to ensure increased financing for the health sector in general and the immunization program in particular. Ms. Masebo said this when she officiated at the launch of the Africa Vaccination Week with the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of expanded programs on immunization EPI in Lusaka today.
Our government of Zambia and our able leader, His Excellency, the President, Ms. Hakainde Hichilema, realizes that these immunization-related challenges are a bottleneck to reducing child morbidity and mortality. These challenges have potential to derail the attainment of sustainable development goals for national development. I want to put it the other way, that these challenges have the potential to increase the number of children. There are under 5 who are dying every day in our health facilities. With this realization, the government has been increasing financing to the health sector since 2021-2022.
We're calling on governments to prioritise investments in immunisation and to protect future generations. In lower and middle income countries, it means committing to reaching zero-dose children. You saw the graph. We're seeing a trend which is gradually going upwards, and it's really, really important that we reach these children because, as the previous speaker says, if a child is not immunised, likely that child isn't being supported by any type of health intervention. So immunisation is often the first entry point, and it's so important for every child.
We need to make sure that we strengthen program for cross-border collaboration because we are not here in isolation. We need to strengthen those borders with Malawi, Congo DR, Zimbabwe, and Tanzania. I know that those of us who come from the north in Nakonde area, we do get fair share of programs there in terms of public health interventions. So we need to really strengthen the cross-border. Just like in malaria, we can't talk about malaria elimination in Zambia alone. We need to be talking about cross-border strengthening and collaboration.
Still on health news, Lusaka Province Health Director Simulia Mana Jonga says medical equipment inventory requires continuous updating in order to have correct status of medical equipment in health institutions. Speaking during the medical equipment management meeting held in Lusaka, Dr. Jonga noted that the dissemination meeting will help to enhance information on medical equipment inventory management and strengthen management capacity in hospitals. Details in the following report.
Medical equipment are an important aspect of the healthcare system as they help to diagnose, monitor, and treat various medical conditions. Government and its supporting partners are concerned with the high cost at which these medical tools are being procured at and have called on health institutions to take good care of the medical equipment.
Inventory and management of our equipment can make an immense difference in patient healthcare outcomes. As you know now, medical equipment inventory is now a detailed collection of healthcare technology assets, and therefore it requires to be updated continually so that it provides at any given moment the correct status of medical equipment within health institutions.
And JICA Project Chief Advisor says his institution will continue partnering with the Ministry of Health in strengthening management of medical equipment.
And the pillar 3 is capacity building. This is one of the reasons why we are here today, to education, the training from the province to make a good management system of medical equipment and the reporting system from your hospital to district and the provinces, and also district and the provinces, after receiving this report, the mandate as a district and a province to support.
Ministry of Health Chief Medical Equipment Officer highlighted some concerns over the medical equipment.
This program that has been designed, the medical equipment management dissemination, is looking at how we can see equipment being running with an uptime of at least 98%, meaning that patient care, there's improvement, and also quality of care for the patients is also improved.
Health institutions have been challenged to safeguard medical equipment in order to deliver quality health care. Evelyn Masialeti, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Also in the news, Anti-Corruption Commission Director General Tom Shamakamba has called on all civil society organizations, CSOs, in Western Province to collaborate with the Commission in the fight against corruption. Mr. Shamakamba said this during the 3-day workshop for civil society organizations held in Mongo. More in the following report.
The group of various civil society organizations drawn from the 16th district of Western Province are gathered here to learn more about the functions and the mandate of the Anti-Corruption Commission in Zambia. Anti-Corruption Commission Director General Tom Shamakamba was the guest of honor.
The future of our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will not be there. So let's build a bridge so that we work together to stop corruption. The fight against corruption is a huge task that calls for effective collaboration, and this is where the involvement of a vibrant civil society becomes imperative. One of the challenges that the Commission faces in dealing with corruption is that of changing the mindset of the Zambian people so that they begin to harbor corruption with the impunity that this cage deserves. In order to achieve this, experts like yourselves need to take an active role in ensuring that the information which will attract a positive mindset change towards transparency and accountability is effectively disseminated and a positive culture is imbued in the citizenry.
Gift Chivelenga is Western Province Anti-Corruption Commission Regional Manager.
We are all aware that CSOs are key stakeholders and play a pivotal role in the fight against corruption. Hence the need to equip them with knowledge on societal challenges such as corruption. This will enable them to sensitize others and create awareness among their various target audiences, as well as promote transparency and accountability, especially in public service delivery. Further, civil society organizations are able to provide checks and balances on public projects, a role which contributes to national development.
Caritas Director Ronald Mavunga said the fight against corruption needs concerted efforts from all the stakeholders.
This to me is a clear sign on your part of your great commitment to the ideals of ACC. You know corruption as a vice in our society. I don't know which word I can use. It robs us of the necessary resources that we need as a society to grow.
One of the participants, Sanana Lwanka, has thanked the Anti-Corruption Commission for organizing a workshop for different civil society organizations in the province.
They have been looking forward for such a workshop, and it's important that they have called all representatives from all the districts, and that's the gap that has been missing, so that at least when they leave this place from this training, they can go out and disseminate this information, because the fight against corruption is not for one person.
Darlington Kavambe reporting in Mongo District, Western Province.
And finally, on Zanis News, a 2-year-old baby of Nabwadia Chiefdom in Pika District of Mchinga Province is nursing serious head wounds at Chilonga Mission General Hospital after she was attacked by a leopard. Hospital Medical Superintendent Bettin Kalengai disclosed this in an interview with Zanis shortly after Mpika District Commissioner David Siame visited the victim in the hospital. Details in this report.
A 2-year-old baby of Nabwalia Chiefdom in Mpika District has cheated death after being attacked by a leopard. The baby is receiving treatment at Chilonga Mission General Hospital, and the hospital's medical superintendent, Dr. Bettin Kalengai, has described the condition as stable.
So this child was rushed to us for urgent treatment because he was almost losing life. So this was consecutive for an attack. The parents are saying it is a leopard who attacked the family in the night, and it grabbed the child by the head. So after they tried to use all means, call for assistance, they managed to rescue them. Yes, so finally we managed to stop the bleeding and to restore part of the head which was injured. Now the child is out of danger, is back to the safer side.
24 hours ya usiku. Wisa dawa venye ndala na ena nisha leo kono konka kuibe. Pala pene twamba no kudosana ena ile kula na inde dosana. Kakefe aizile mkanda.
Mpika District Commissioner David Siame says government is saddened by the incident.
And the quick response from you and the staff, we are very, very grateful indeed. This is how it should be. See how best we can, control the situation. This latest one, I'm sure we will have something positive coming out.
Peggy Gutinu for Zanis in Mpika, Mchinga Province.
As we end the news, a recap of stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema pledges support to livestock sector. Westminster calls for stronger Namibia-Zambia ties. 4 million kwacha misappropriated in Vobwe district. Plus, Masebo launches Africa Vaccination Week. On that note, we end Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, not forgetting our sign language interpreter Reynard Simkonda, I'm Alice Panda saying goodbye and God bless you.